When someone asks the question, why are you here? Immediately we think they're asking us about why we're in the building or in the transportation or wherever we are. We're like, oh, well, I'm here because I'm waiting for a bus. I'm here because I'm standing in line to get my check or going to be waiting for the doctors. No, 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 no. Why are you here? Why are you here on the earth? Nowhere else to go. No. Why are you here on earth? How did you get here? Better ask my mom and dad about that. Now what we're trying to find out, what is your purpose for being here? Oh, yeah, well, another 5 years, I'll get my Social Security. Not that. How did you get here? What is your purpose of life? You'd be surprised how many people never really thought about it, or if they did, they just kind of shrugged it off and leave it because they didn't know. Then some will be wise guys, like I was playing games just now. They'll do something like that. Their purpose is to get drunk, or to get high, or to chase after the girls, or things that we don't even want to talk about. But they think that's their purpose. Then there are those who don't know. There are some that don't believe in God at all. Not even a little bit. They don't want to believe. You know what's sad about that? In the exact same countries and places on this earth where atheism is prevalent, where you find people who don't believe in God, are the exact some places exactly where they have the highest suicide rate. How many of you knew that? Anybody ever been to Sweden? When I went to Sweden, the first thing they told me when I got there, this is on a tour, right? And they're very proud of their country. They said, you know, our country is made up of small islands connected by bridges. And another thing about our country that's really neat is that we have this social system that if you don't have a job, you still make the same kind of money. And they said we were the last ones to accept Christianity and the first ones to leave it. That's what they said. And I was thinking, you know what? I don't promote Christianity anymore. I don't. Well, I'm a Muslim. But at the same time, I didn't want to hear that. I really didn't. Because if somebody's not going to be a Muslim, at least be a Christian. That's the closest to us. That's what Allah said. The closest to us that you will find are those who stand and cry to Allah in the night and they say they are what? Christians. Allah spoke about them in the Quran in Surah Al-Imran, a verse that most of you have heard or maybe even memorized, but you only memorized half of it. كُنْتَنْ خَيْرَ أُمَّتِي نُخْرِجَتْ النَّاسِ تَأْمُرُونَ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَتَنْهَوْنَ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ وَتُؤْمِنُونَ بِاللَّهِ. What's the rest of it? Anybody know? One person out of what? 500-600 folks here today. Let me tell you where it is. I want you to go home and this is your assignment tonight. Chapter 3, verse 110. Surah Al-Imran, verse 110. Because the rest of it said, and if the people of the book had believed, it would be better for them. And from them you will find those who have iman, faith in Allah. But most of them are, and it doesn't call them kafir. It does not call them kuffar. It calls them fasikun. Fasik, which means what? Disobedient, breaking the commandments. And I asked some preachers what they thought about this verse. And when I explained it to them, they said, that's true. You ought to see my congregation. Exactly. So, I'm mentioning this Because when somebody tells me they become an atheist, that doesn't impress me. If they said I was a Christian and I left Christianity to believe in nothing, I think, boy, did you go backwards. While we were there in Sweden, we were standing on a bridge. I was taking some pictures for our television show. And the brother was with me. He said, by the way, Sheikh, do you know what this bridge is famous for? I said, I have no idea. He said, people jumping off and killing themselves. I said, what? Let me see. I got up, I looked over the edge, looked down. I said, there's a road down there. It's not a water. There's a bridge. You know, there's a bridge over a highway. He said, yeah, if you know, falling, if that doesn't kill you, a truck will. I'm not joking. That's what he said. We were in Stockholm. Malmo. That was in Malmo. It's not really funny. I'm trying to make something easy to talk about. Death is not something pleasant for a lot of folks, you know. Especially when somebody takes their own life. So I want to know why. Why would somebody do that? I mean, maybe I can understand if somebody's in a tremendous amount of pain, they just got run over by a truck, their legs are all crumbled up, and they're feeling a lot of pain, they want to end it. Maybe, even then, I don't know. But how about a young man or a young woman, maybe 18, 21, 24, 5, something like this. Their whole life in front of them. They've got eyes that they can see. There are blind people who would love to be able to see, and they can see. They got ears to hear. There are deaf people who would love to be able to hear. They can walk. They've got legs. They've got a good mind. Why would a person like that kill themselves? And it came to me that in the places where they have the least faith in the law, they have the most suicides. So I began to talk to the people there in Sweden, and I told them, I said, you know what, you got a lot of good things in your country, no doubt about it. But one thing you guys need, you need to believe in something and stop killing yourselves. Now, I don't want to stay on that too long because that's not really our topic. I'm talking about a purpose of life. But you see, it looks like that those people who did that is because they gave up. The things that they wanted most in life, like maybe they're in love with somebody, maybe they have a job that they like, maybe they have some education they're working on. I recall in one university, they had a big clock tower. They shut it down because I wanted to go up there and look around. They said it's not permitted anymore. I said, why? They said because after the report cards come out, many of the students would crawl up to the clock tower and jump out and kill themselves because they had failed and they didn't want to go back and show their parents wasted the money. That's too much. In other words, when you don't see what you want in this life, you just end it, you finish it. For a Muslim, or a Christian for that matter, or a Jew, who would never really imagine how somebody would want to kill themselves. Because those are the people that are never going to get out of hellfire. Ever. Killing yourself? What is our purpose to be here? From the Muslim perspective, we find the answer in the Quran. Allah tells us in the Quran, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسِ إِلَّا إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Allah said, I only created you guys for one purpose, ibadah. Ibadah Allah, to worship Allah alone without any partners. That's your purpose. If you achieve that, you're successful. If you blow it, it doesn't matter what else you do in your life, you have failed. To understand the first commandment that comes to Moses in Exodus and in Deuteronomy is to understand Islam. The quote from what exists in the English Bible today says something like this: "I'm the Lord your God that brought you out of the land of